Hey guys, my name is Kev, and today I wanted to talk about Dragon Age, the Veilguard, and just kind of the franchise as a whole. We got a few good pieces of news this past week. First thing I want to talk about is if you can catch the sale. You guys are going to probably see this video on the 19th. Right now it's the 18th as I'm recording. The entire franchise is on sale on Steam. You can get everything DLC included, except for Veilguard, of course, for about $10. For those of you that might not already have it and be ready to play it. I would start with Origins. You can play the DLC or you cannot. That's totally up to you. Awakening is pretty good. The DLC for Origins is really good, but you have to be a little patient with Origins. It does crash a little bit on modern operating systems and on modern hardware. So be mindful of that. What I found worked for me, I did a recent playthrough of Origins where I just finished it about 2 weeks ago. And what I had to do was play it at 720p, and I had to turn down textures down to medium, and then it would only really crash if you were loading into certain maps. Sometimes I would say probably about 70% of the time it was fine, but it did crash quite a bit. Like if you loading into a new area or a new zone. But other than that, it was really stable. It was actually got a pretty solid playthrough out of it. Just be patient with it because it is a phenomenal game. Dragon Age 2, though, I just started that about a week ago. Playing through that now, and I haven't had a single crash. It plays phenomenally online. I did have to install a mouse cursor mod because, again, the HUD doesn't scale very well for Origins or 2, and I had to do a mouse mod on both of them. It's just a copy paste file. You download the file, you go into the README, it'll tell you exactly where to go into the file, and it'll say, hey, copy all the contents of this folder, paste it into there, overwrite, and you're done. It's a really easy mod, and it'll make your mouse actually legible. And I can play Dragon Age 2 actually at modern resolutions. And then there's Inquisition. Inquisition plays fine. It's a modern game. It has controller support because the Origins and Dragon Age 2 don't have controller support at all. But Inquisition does. Everything scales right. You can play it at 4K. Not a problem. You need mouse and keyboard or a controller. Not an issue. So catch that while it's on sale if you catch this video early. Now, going back on to the Veilguard and more news about Veilguard, we got a release date. Halloween 2024. 2 months, about 2 months away. That's kind of odd for me on a Halloween. I think that's like a Thursday. So I thought that was kind of an odd release date. But hey, we've got a release date. I'm happy with it. $60 on PC, $80 for the deluxe edition. But it's going to be $10 more, I believe, on the consoles. I'm not sure. I play on PC. I didn't follow everything about the console. I just know the standard version is $70, and that's whatever. That's what I think everything costs on PS4 and Xbox Series. I think all those games are $70 now. I don't know. It is Steam Deck verified. Great. And which is going to be great for Steam Deck users. If you want to play it on the deck, you can. And we also have some custom armors you can see here that you'll get if you pre-order with the deluxe edition. I'm not too concerned about that. I do always like the Blood Dragon armor. That's always a good addition. They had that in Dragon Age 2. Or no, they had in Dragon Age 2, but I was thinking Mass Effect 2. I always love the look of the Blood Dragon armor. Glad that they're bringing that back. And they gave us the PC system requirements, which is the big takeaway from the news I got this week. It's not a very demanding game, and that can be good or bad. That doesn't necessarily mean it's well optimized. That just means that the game itself isn't very demanding, and typically BioWare games, historically in my experience, haven't been super demanding anyway. Of course, there were exceptions like Anthem, which was a buggy, broken mess and was super demanding. Inquisition for its time was actually a really demanding game. Trying to think of, but most other, and Andromeda was a pretty system intensive game too. But most BioWare games that I played, you can play them on any kind of mid-range PC that you might have. So minimum requirements, everything has to be on Windows 10 or 11. We're done with 8. We're done with 7. So move on from there. i5-8400, that's like a 2019 CPU. So yeah, you probably should have moved on from that. Or Ryzen 3 3300X from also 2019. They're like $100 CPUs. They're like 6 years old, I think at this point, 5, 6 years old. Most people, I'm assuming, have something equal to that or better. 16 gigs of RAM, that's kind of standard for games today as a minimum requirement. GTX 970 or 1650, okay, that's at 970 is a 10-year-old graphics card, which is good. and R9 290X again. 10-year-old GPU should run just fine. 100 gigs of available space on storage, and they would prefer you to have SSD, but they do support a hard drive, which, okay. Recommended specifications. They recommend an SSD with 100 gigs of space, RTX 2070 or Radeon RX 5700 XT. Fantastic. You could probably get by on a 1080 Ti too. I'm assuming 1080 Ti would play this game just fine, because that's about where those GPUs are in terms of power. 16 gigs of RAM, a 9900K or a 3700X. Okay, those CPUs are about 3-4 years old now, and again, Windows 10 or 11. We're not going back to 7 or 8 or 8.1. They're just not supporting it. So overall, I think these system requirements, I'm not concerned about it, because it sounds like the game just isn't super demanding. It doesn't mean that the game is necessarily going to be optimized, because it might not run it very well even on recommended specs, but it's showing that what their intention is for you to be able to run it on this hardware without any problems. We also don't know what resolution they're talking about here. Is this what you need? The 2070 is what you need to run it at 1080p or maybe 1440p? Are they wanting us to use upscaling? I don't know. They didn't make mention of that. Does the game include ray tracing, which might even have even more system requirements? Don't know. They didn't mention it. But anyway, I think this is going to be pretty good. I'll be able to run it just fine. I have a 5800 X3D with a 7900 XT, 32 gigs of RAM. I'll be fine. And I think a lot of people should be fine. I think most people in the PC gaming space have something that's in between these minimum and recommended specs. So most people, I think, should be able to play it. Are you going to be picking up the Veilguard? What do you think about it? Let me know in the comments below. Of course, if you're new to my channel, I'd love to have you subscribe. I'll talk to you guys next time. Thanks for watching.